Africa. A name that echoes with the thunder of hooves, the rustle of ancient forests, the shimmer of heat on endless plains. It is a continent etched by time, sculpted by the elements, and pulsating with a life force both formidable and fragile. Within its vast embrace lie worlds within worlds, ecosystems of breathtaking complexity, where the eternal drama of survival plays out under skies stretching from horizon to horizon. Welcome to Brandall's Library of Wonder. Journey with us to the emerald heart of Central Africa, to the coast of Gabon. Here lies a place where the boundaries blur, where the familiar rules of nature seem rewritten. This is Loango National Park, over 1,500 square kilometers of improbable beauty, a sanctuary born from the dynamic dance between land and sea, forest and savanna, flood and drought. It is a microcosm of Africa's wild spirit, a living laboratory where life adapts, endures, and astounds. Here, water is the master sculptor, the relentless clock by which all life is measured. An equatorial realm, Loango breathed to the rhythm of two colossal seasons, one drenched, one parched. This powerful cycle dictates everything. It shapes the land, drawing and redrawing the maps of existence, forcing every living thing into a perpetual state of adaptation, a life often lived on the move. Prairies kiss the ocean sands, mangroves march alongside swamps, a mosaic of habitats rarely concentrated so intensely anywhere else on Earth. When the rains cease, typically from June to September, Loango holds its breath. The coastal savannas, built on sand that refuses to hoard moisture, are the first to feel the tightening grip. Grass scorches golden brown under the relentless sun. What was once a bounty becomes a challenge. For the Red River hog, often called the most beautiful pig in the world, the easy harvest of bulbs and grubs vanishes. Hunger becomes a constant companion, urging them towards cooler, more promising lands. Following in their footsteps, the forest buffaloes also seek relief. Drawn toward the coastal fringe where ocean spray offers a hint of coolness, they understand the rhythm. For some, amidst the exodus, life's other imperatives call. This time of scarcity paradoxically becomes a season for courtship, ensuring the next generation arrives when the land is reborn with abundance. Deeper inland, the highland forests grow quiet. The symphony of life becomes muted. The thick carpet of leaves crackles underfoot. Water, the lifeblood, retreats. Ponds shrink. Streams vanish, leaving behind cracked mud and desperate silence. This is the signal for the forest giants to move. The forest elephant, slightly smaller, shyer cousin to the savanna behemoth, found only here in Central Africa, faces a profound thirst. An adult needs 100 liters of water each day. When their familiar sources dry up, instinct, guided by an infallible sense of smell, pulls them towards the enduring wetlands, the great swamps to the south, or the lingering moisture near the coast. Their great migration begins, leaving the shadowed forest for landscapes defined by receding waters. And here, on the wild shores of Loango, the planet offers one of its most breathtaking spectacles. July brings an improbable meeting. The forest elephants emerge onto the sands, sometimes venturing close enough to witness the passage of the ocean's gentle giants. Humpback whales, journeying thousands of kilometers from polar waters, pause here in the warm embrace of the Gabon coast. They come to mate, to calve, to fill the air with their ancient songs. A fleeting convergence of titans, possible almost nowhere else. The beach offers solace not just to elephants, The smaller red forest buffaloes find relief, cooling their hooves in the surf, grazing on salt-tolerant plants, a temporary truce with the dry season's harshness. The boundary between terrestrial and marine feels utterly permeable. As the dry season deepens, rivers shrink back into their channels. Lands that were submerged just months ago emerge, revealing fertile mud banks. The hippopotamus returns to these riverine pastures, seeking the fresh grasses sprouting in the wake of the receding flood. Yet they remain ghosts in this landscape, wary and elusive, a legacy of past persecution making them shadows in their own realm. Observing them requires patience, understanding the deep memory of mistrust etched into their survival. Scars on the trees stand as high water marks, silent testimony to the dramatic transformation this land undergoes, proof that some giants of the forest spend much of their year submerged. Another giant treads softly through these forests, the western lowland gorilla. Smaller, with a browner coat than their mountain cousins, they are masters of discretion. Endangered, elusive, they move in tight family groups, their lives dictated by the search for food. The dry season's scarcity forces them into constant motion across vast territories, perhaps 40 square kilometers. Fruits become rare, pushing them towards less favored but essential sustenance. High in the canopy, a meticulously constructed nest of leaves and branches marks where a silverback rested, a temporary home in a life of wandering. Driven by necessity, the gorillas venture towards the swamps, the enduring oases. Here, the receding waters grant access to aquatic plants normally out of reach. The tender heart of papyrus stalks become a crucial part of their dry season diet, a testament to their adaptability in this fluctuating world. As drought grips the savannas, life increasingly congregates around the remaining damp zones, the swamplands where tenacious grasses sprout from the mud. Nightfall reveals a hidden world. Brandall's camera unveils the nocturnal traffic. Shy sitatungas, sleek genets, water hogs, all drawn to these pockets of life. But abundance attracts danger. The leopard, apex predator of the forest shadows, leaves the undergrowth, drawn by the concentration of potential prey. It stalks the margins, a silent promise of violence under the cover of darkness. Even the primates seeking safety in the branches are not entirely beyond reach. Yet, life persists, even flourishes, in these dry season refugees. Migratory birds return, weaver birds festoon the mangroves, males frantically constructing intricate spherical nests, vying for female approval in a frenzy of architectural competition. Egrets become opportunistic partners to the forest buffaloes, snatching insects disturbed by their heavy tread. For the young buffaloes, it's, remarkably, a time of relative plenty before the cycle turns once more. Even the seemingly barren beach offers unexpected sustenance. Driven from the increasingly dangerous interior, river hogs return to the coast. Here, they become formidable hunters, excavating ghost crabs from their sandy burrows, a vital source of protein when other foods are scarce. Four moons wax and wane under the dry sky. Then, a shift. The air grows heavy, expectant. The first tentative showers arrive, whispers of the deluge to come. By October, the promise solidifies. By December, the heavens truly open. This equatorial land drinks deeply, receiving nearly 2.5 meters of rain annually, an almost unimaginable volume. Water transforms everything. It seeps into every pore of the land, swelling rivers, erasing the tracks of the dry months. Paradoxically, This season of relentless rain is also the sunniest, the most invigorating for the forest. The land awakens. Vegetation explodes in a riot of green. Trees, engorged with water and light, burst into flower, promising a bounty of fruit. The scarcity of the dry season gives way to overwhelming abundance. Rivers surge, reclaiming the floodplains, turning prairies into temporary lakes, reshaping the very geography. For the gorillas, the lean times are over. They return from the swamps, drawn by the irresistible perfume of ripening fruit falling to the forest floor. This bounty, however, attracts competition. The great silverback must remain vigilant, guarding his family not only from rivals, but also from other powerful creatures drawn to the feast. In this drowned world, the forest elephant assumes a new, critical role. They are not just inhabitants, they are architects. As they navigate the watery labyrinth, their immense weight sculpts the land, plowing the earth. They carve paths through the dense vegetation, trails that other, smaller creatures will later follow. And, crucially, as they roam, they disperse seeds over vast distances, tucked within their dung, acting as the unwitting gardeners of this immense rainforest, ensuring its regeneration and diversity. Yet, this keystone species, this vital engineer of the forest, faces a catastrophic threat. The demand for ivory has fueled relentless poaching. In just a decade, estimates suggest over 60% of Central Africa's forest elephants were slaughtered. Their future hangs precariously in the balance, with predictions of extinction looming terrifyingly close. The loss of the elephant would not just be the loss of a magnificent creature, it would unravel the very fabric of this forest. While the deep forest floods, the coastal savannas, with their sandy, absorbent soils, drink the rain without drowning. They transform into lush, open pastures. Life returns. Shy yellow-backed duikers, chimpanzees, elusive sitatungas, they repopulate these spaces, drawn by the rich new growth. Herds of water hogs gather, the pregnant females finally finding respite and abundant food. Buffalo herds congregate, often led by a dominant bull, their ranks swelled by the young born into this time of plenty. Attendant yellow-billed oxpeckers patrol their hides, feasting on parasites, a mobile cleaning crew benefiting from the gathering. The revitalized coast attracts spectacular congregations. Large colonies of vibrant bee-eaters arrive, using the firm, damp sand to excavate nesting burrows, safe from collapse. A temporary city of birds rises from the shore, only to vanish again as migratory urges call them deeper into the Congo basin months later. And the beaches, shielded from human pressures, hold one of Loango's most precious secrets. One of the world's largest nesting grounds for the leatherback sea turtle. These ancient mariners, giants weighing up to 900 kilos, were once thought lost to time. Yet thousands still return to these shores. Under the cloak of darkness, females haul their colossal bodies onto the sand, seeking the perfect conditions of temperature and humidity to bury their precious cargo. Hundreds of eggs deposited deep beneath the surface. They will return several times during their stay before vanishing back into the vast, unknown ocean, not to return for years. But safety is an illusion, even buried a meter deep. The scent of life draws relentless predators. Ghost crabs, tiny terrors in multitude, are voracious thieves. And the ornate monitor lizard, a powerful reptile, uses strength and determination to unearth the buried treasure. Gorging itself until almost immobile, the monitor may need to retreat to the cool waves, a victim of its own gluttony, regulating its temperature after a feast on the hot sands. The rainy season's climax brings coastal drama of a different kind. Lagoons, swollen by weeks of relentless downpours, press against the thin sand walls separating them from the ocean. Then, often triggered by a final, intense storm, the pressure becomes too much. The sandbar ruptures. With astonishing speed, a torrent of dark, tannin-rich lagoon water, mud and foam cascades into the sea, dragging fish and debris along in its powerful surge. The lagoon, its floor often higher than sea level, can empty almost completely, a dramatic release of terrestrial water into the marine realm. This sudden draining exposes secrets, the intricate root systems of mangroves revealed by the receding water. For opportunistic white-collared Cercospus monkeys, this is a rare chance to feast on oysters clinging to the roots, food normally hidden beneath the water's surface. Life adapts even to these violent fluctuations. The mud skipper, an amazing marvel, thrives in this unstable world. Neither truly fish nor fully terrestrial, it navigates the shifting boundaries of water and salt. Carrying a reserve of water in its gills and capable of breathing through its skin like a frog, it can comfortably skip between lagoons or spend hours out of the water, a master of amphibious living. As the rains nurture the coastal forests, elephants are drawn back to the shorelines, not just for grass, but for specific delicacies. They seek out plants like iboga, whose leaves contain compounds known for their stimulating, even euphoric effects. A giant seeking, perhaps, a moment of altered perspective in its complex world. But perhaps the most astonishing adaptation, the most surreal spectacle Loango offers, occurs under the veil of twilight, particularly near the end of the rains. A creature synonymous with freshwater rivers and lakes, the hippopotamus, embarks on an extraordinary journey. This multi-ton behemoth emerges from the now freshwater-filled lagoon and plunges into the salty embrace of the Atlantic Ocean. Watertight valves seal its nostrils. The salt water's buoyancy aids its massive frame. Letting the ocean currents carry it, the hippo travels effortlessly along the coast, moving between grazing grounds without the arduous overland trek. A surfing hippo, a behavior so unique, so unexpected, it perfectly encapsulates the wonders hidden within Loango's watery heart. Loango. It is a testament to the power of natural cycles, a place where the constant flux of water has sculpted not just landscapes, but lives. This dynamic environment, this drowned world, has fostered incredible biodiversity, allowing species that have vanished elsewhere to find refuge and thrive. The elephant gardeners, the surfing hippos, the beach-bound buffalo, the papyrus-eating gorillas, all are threads in an intricate tapestry woven by water and time. For now, a delicate balance holds. Here, perhaps more than in many places, nature has been given space. But this sanctuary is not immune. It is a coveted land, rich not just in life, but in resources. Oil, timber, that attract human ambition. The non-aggression pact between man and nature feels fragile, its duration uncertain. The water cycle, the architect of this complex universe, continues its eternal work. But superimposed upon it now is the unpredictable impact of human activity threatening to unravel the delicate balances that sustain this miracle of life. The future of Loango, like so many of Africa's wild heartlands, rests upon a knife edge. It stands as a poignant reminder of what we have, what we stand to lose, and the profound responsibility we hold to protect these irreplaceable sanctuaries, these pulsating, liquid hearts of a continent. Thank you for watching The Reign of Thirst on Brandall's Library of Wonder. If you made it this far and enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing to our channel to see more videos like